Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today we're staying hydrated with a nice cold big gulp as the Viper, playing as the Gurjaras in green, prepares to take on .dogao, playing as the Burmese in red. Now all the players heard their herdables explore their immediate surroundings and try to go up to Feudal as fast as possible. Let's take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now the Gurjaras are a Civ that focuses on all of man's other four-legged best friends. I am talking about horses, camels, and elephants. Their camels and elephants are created 25% faster. All mounted units deal extra bonus damage, all the way up to 40% extra bonus damage in Imperial. Their camel line units and elephant archers can be upgraded to make them much harder to take down, with a big boost to their melee armor. And their first unique unit, the Shravamsha Rider, is a super fast, versatile cavalry unit that can actually dodge enemy projectiles. 5 for the base model, 7 projectiles dodged for the elite version. Now to support their mounted units against annoying things like infantry, think pikemen, think halberdiers, the Gurjaras can field a second unique unit, the Chakram Thrower. This is an infantry unit with ranged melee that actually throws a disc that does damage to multiple units at once. Now, unlike a lot of other pass-through features in the game, the damage output on the Chakram is quite low, but the pass-through is 100% as opposed to a reduced amount. Now, to help the Gurjaras build their military as quickly as possible, you may have noticed in the beginning of the game, underneath the town center, they do start with 2 free bushes. They can garrison livestock inside their mill. Not too sure why the Viper is being a little hesitant with his turkeys here. They can garrison them inside the mill, which increases their food automatically. Take a look at the top left. 15 became 16, 8 will become 9, and it just goes up and up and up. Obviously, the more animals you put in, the quicker it goes. And again, not too sure why these 2 turkeys are just kind of hanging out. And lastly, the Gurjaras, in a super cool move, can upgrade their entire military industrial complex so that all of their military units cost 25% less food. Let's see it. Boom, in they go. Just needs to find the last 2. Where are they? There they are, the last 2 turkeys, so that he can garrison them as well. By the way, how close is he? Not super close, but I don't think he really cares at the moment. He's kind of herding deer. Okay, so choosing to garrison 6 out of his 8 nearby turkeys, going after the berries as well. In the meantime, .dogao, playing as the Burmese, also a civilization that focuses on its mounted units. Their battle elephants automatically come with extra armor, can be upgraded to have even more armor. Their cavalry can be upgraded to get a powerful attack boost against archer, and their unique unit is the Arambai. This is a ranged cavalry unit that throws darts at its opponent with absolute horrible accuracy, but even darts that miss do 100% damage to any units they land on, compared to the usual 50%. So in a bit of a strange but how do I put this? Creative parallel. You've got one civilization with chakrams that do 100% pass-through damage, and then you have a civilization with Arambai that do 100% neighbor damage. Pretty cool. I like seeing these little similarities in fundamentals, let's put it like that. In any event, enough philosophizing. To support and protect their mounted units, especially their slow and expensive elephants, the Burmese actually have 2 incredibly cool options. First, if you want to go infantry, you get a progressive attack boost starting in Feudal all the way up to +3 in Imperial. Or if you go the spellcaster route, I am of course talking about the monk. The monk techs for the Burmese are 50% cheaper, and to help you pay for them, take a look at this. We're going to look at the Burmese vision. Do you notice anything on the minimap? You start the game knowing exactly where all the relics on the map are. This is Arabia, so there are 5 relics. So if you're playing Burmese, there is absolutely no excuse if you do not gather at least 3 relics. I am putting you on notice right now. Looks like a few too many shepherds here for this one gobble. In any event, to build the infrastructure they need to pump out huge amounts of units, all of their lumber camp technologies are free of charge for the Burmese. So let's take a look at the bases of the player, see if anyone is particularly advantaged or disadvantaged. I mean, DeGao's base is pretty much open. I don't like that it's in a depression here. There's a hill to the north, a hill to the west, a hill to the southwest, 2 hills to the east. This naturally limits, I think, the ability he can expand his base. and just makes defense a little awkward, as it also makes walling off a little awkward. I like that his primary gold is nice and secure in the back. Primary stone, though, a little exposed, and again, very annoying. Luckily, I think he can fit a mining camp up here, but if this plateau didn't exist, man, it would be annoying to try to mine this stone. And the Viper, let's take a look at his base right as he hits Feudal Age first. Dogao still 10 seconds away. Archery range being put down for him. Also in a bit of a depression here. We've got mountains all across, but for him it's to the back, which actually is not terrible. Primary gold in the center position, kind of forward, kind of not. Primary stone also, like DogAo's gold, is in the backwards position, and like DogAo's stone is also on a bit of a plateau. Overall, even though the Viper's base is much more open, and even though he's got his gold a little bit more exposed than his opponent, I actually think he's in a little bit of a better situation here, just because the mountains that are ringing his base are mostly to the back. So we'll see if DogAo decides to sneak in some archer units or something to make use of the elevation advantage in Age of Empires. If you are not familiar with why I am harping on about these elevations, these hills, whatever, in Age of Empires, if you have a unit on the high ground and your opponent has a unit on the low ground, you take 25% less damage than you, and you deal 25% more damage, which makes high ground incredibly important, especially if you're the Tatars. You deal 50% more damage, but I don't see their sigil anywhere here, so forget the Tatars for now. The Viper has discovered exactly where his opponent is and has done an amazing amount of scouting here. Take a look at this. Aside from the archery range, which he's going to see in a second. Okay, never mind. Now he's seen literally everything that DogAo has. DogAo saw a bit of the periphery, saw the town center, and then retreated. And again, just take a look at this amazing feature of the Burmese. It's such an incredibly powerful, especially on maps like Arena or Fortress. I mean, even on maps like Arabia, if you know exactly where to target your monks in a target strike, you send them straight for those relics. And there you go. The Burmese, by the way, are a civ that got a recent major overhaul. Remember how I said their battle elephants come with extra armor, can be upgraded to get even more? Well, that upgrade used to be in Castle Age, which I don't think anyone ever really researched how to in Castle Age. I mean, if you're going elephants in Castle Age, you've got a lot of money in the bank. And in pro games, they like to keep their bankrolls fairly tight at this stage of the game, maybe a little loose just because they're trying to get their butts up to Castle Age. It looks like both players rushing their butts up to Castle here. Well, I'm not surprised at all. These are not civilizations that have major military advantages in the early stages of the game. Okay, literally the first poke of the game at the 14-minute mark, still 0 kills apiece. So I'm not surprised that we are seeing a bit of a slower progression to the game. I expect in the next few minutes we're going to see Castle Age. Who will get there first? Will it be the Viper, who already has the gold, or will it be DogAo, who has 150 more food than the Viper? We'll see. How's his gold mining looking? No, it's definitely going to be the Viper, right? 15, same villagers on food in any event. Who cares? We'll see exactly how the players progress. But yeah, these are going to be two fun civs to watch. I mean, you can never ever discount the Gurjaras in the, let's put it like this, the late middle game. You know how there's like a upper class, lower class, middle class, then there's an upper middle class. We'll call it the upper mid game. That stage between early castle and, let's say, late castle. When they can start getting out Shravamsha riders, when they can start putting up castles, chakrams. I mean, Shravamsha riders are just the bane of every archer civilization. You've got the Goths, but the Goths need to close the distance. The Huskarl doesn't have any range, and by the time he gets to you, there are certain civilizations like the Mayans that can actually do a pretty good job of negating the Huskarl if enough of them are pumped out and the timing is good. But Shravamsha being able to dodge 5 projectiles and then 7 makes it able to close the distance and have no damage whatsoever to it. Not that it really attacks on it. I think okay, going camels. Not that the Shrivamshas attack. I think the base model attacks on an 8. But in any event, both players literally seconds apart. The Viper did it first with all that gold that he had saved up. And just a super fun matchup. And I was about to mention how the Elephant upgrade got shifted to Imperial, where it's more appropriate. And the Cavalry upgrade that gives them a +4 attack boost against archers, you know, these guys, was moved to Castle Age. So I think the Burmese, if you haven't watched my June update video, please do so. I mentioned that I think they're going to be a Castle Age killer for civilizations that focus. What the hell was that? A little bit of a Michael Jackson moonwalk situation there for that scout. We've seen monks do it. I don't think I've ever seen a scout do it. But oh no, the Viper here with his costly gold intensive archers gets caught out by a bunch of cheap trash skirmishers. 2 archers immediately fall. This spearman is going to die as well the second DeGao decides to turn around and target him. Not too sure this was the right pathing for the Viper. No, ends up losing a 3rd archer. And now the spearman as well. So the kill count 5-1 here. This camel rider. And like I said, though, the Gurjaras, don't be fooled by this super early Castle Age aggression. I wouldn't even call this Castle Age aggression. This is a Feudal Age aggression here. Once they get their butts up to Castle, especially in the hands of a player like the Viper, who is quite economic-minded and likes to get up the perfect economy and then use it to build the perfect army, the Gurjaras are just so freaking powerful. You want to go cavalry? Well, good luck dealing with camel riders that deal 30 or 40% bonus damage against you. Which means in Castle Age right now, and here are the Shrivamshas. Right now in Castle Age, this camel, I mean, I don't see any cavalry, but if our Burmese does go cavalry, the camel, instead of getting a +9 bonus, we'll get a +12 bonus, if I'm not mistaken. Instead, though, of course, I'm spending, you know, half an hour talking about cavalry, and the player researches the pikeman upgrade. Because why the hell not? He saw 2 Shrivamshas. Where are they, by the way? Okay, they're heading... By the way, they're also lightning fast. Look at that, 1.6 movement speed. There's not much that the Viper can do here. 6 army supply to 13. He's also down 6 villagers, despite the fact that he reached Castle Age first and has the same amount of town centers. Feudal Age army being very annoying here, trying to get DeGao to overreact or maybe go home. 1 villager does die, but here come the Scorpions out of the Viper. We'll be able to shoo this away. Maybe not. I mean, 1 Scorpion against 13 units. You might be a hero Scorpion, but 13 units are still going to be able to wreck you if DeGao chooses to engage. And now the elite skirmishers of our Burmese take out the last vestiges of a Feudal Age army here for the Viper, who's building a 4th town center incredibly close to his 3rd. Interesting. Look at how redonkulously fast this unit is. But where's it going? DeGao's army is here to the north. Look at the pikemen ringing the skirmishers. 1 kill on these Scorpions. 1 is much stronger than 3. No way DeGao can engage into that now. I mean, who's kidding who? It's possible he might win. 3 Scorpions caught out in the open, still against 13 units. But he would probably lose almost all of his units except for 1 lucky survivor who the Viper would say, go tell the tale of what happened here. Okay, first relic for our Burmese is already en route. But the Viper caught out another monk en route to this relic, it seems like. And together with the Jaguar, the monk does die. And then look at this. They just disappear into the ether. Although, wait a second. No, you're not supposed to fight pikemen with these guys. Yeah, look at this base attack of an 8. Their speed and their dodge mechanic is really what makes them who they are, and decides to delete his own unit rather than give him to the Burmese Empire. And now the Viper's army supply is basically non-existent. You're watching it right here on your screen. That plus a monk equals the entire Gurjara armed forces. A fifth town center going up for our green Gurjara. Red has to do something, and red has to do something now. You cannot let the Gurjaras get up a massive economy. Okay, Sanctity Squires. So the monks are going to have more HP. How many are there already on the field? 3 are on the field. Their HP jumped from 30 to 45. Squires is going to make his units move quicker. Redemption means these guys are going to be able to... Well, they're going to try to convert the siege. They have the ability to. Whether or not they actually do depends on a million and one things. Oh, a monk for a monk, says DeGao. But never hurts to have the option of converting buildings and siege units. Not a terrible thing at all. And we're 27 minutes into the game, and look at the kill count. Our Burmese has killed 17 to 4. 4 villagers to 1. So militarily, our Burmese in firm control of this game. However, the score, the kill count, I think are a little misleading. You are letting the Viper get up to 86 villagers to your 93. DeGao is housed at the moment. The Viper's got 12 villagers on stone, 680 stone, which means we're going to probably see a castle. I was going to say soon, but, you know, with the benefit of hindsight 2020, I'm going to say right as I finish this sentence. And up pops the castle, pop goes the weasel. And the Viper just keeping tabs on his opponent. I don't know. I don't know that this scout was designed to do anything other than just keep an eye on what's coming. And he knows that all he has to do is just wait a little bit, because take a look at this army. I mean, the mangonel now pops out, but without the mangonel, skirmishers and pikemen do not end games at this stage, especially not with town centers so close to one another, and especially not with scorpions and now a castle. But he is going skirmisher. Okay, a little surprised there to see that he's going skirmisher, but you never know. Civ matchups matter. Unit composition matters. A lot of things matter in Age of Empires. There's Kshatriyas. There's the upgrade that makes all of their units cost 25% less food, which, by the way, means that our Gurjara might start spamming. Oh, is he getting a relic himself? Okay. So it's 3 relics now to 1. I was about to say, it looks they might start spamming Shrivamshas. Shrivamshas cost 70 food. But with that 25% discount, another incredibly defensive castle here for the Viper. So he's just giving up this town center. Why is he giving up that town center so easily? I mean, we kind of know he doesn't have any military supply whatsoever. How's his military infrastructure while DeGao continues to push in here? 3 archery ranges, a single stable, a single siege workshop, and a single barracks. In the meantime, our Burmese has made himself at home here. Siege Workshop, Monastery. He's got 4 relics to 1. As, you know, as things should be. If I was Thanos, I would say. With the Burmese seeing exactly where all the relics are. And look at what DeGao has done. He knows that there are Shrivamshas. He's exposed here to the left, on his left flank. And the Viper says, you know what? Good luck engaging into my castle. I'll give you a town center for free. That is your freebie, but you're not going to go much further than that. Maybe a second town center, but in the meantime, I know what's happening here. Just discover this castle. Very sour discovery there for the Viper. And now he's got an army that is kind of underwhelming. Oh, let's see the convert. Will he get one? I mean, obviously he will, unless the guy reacts. He gets one. These are not Roman Scorpions with 1 minimum range. These are 2 minimum range units, right? Yep. And so I don't know exactly. Look at this. Look at this very sexual situation here of one Scorpion riding on top of the other. In any event, skirmishers sacrificing their HP to get a few villager kills. Let's see what they can get done. And the slow, waddly, chunky armored elephant is out for the Gurjaras. Second town center does fall. Absolutely surprised by the Viper here, allowing that to happen. Although he's at 130 villagers to the 132. He is now ahead in army supply. Although half of that is skirmishers. And so the siege continues here and the chakrams are out. Let's take a look. I told you their base attack is just so shitty. But that 100% pass-through damage feature is just so ridiculously powerful. Converted Scorpion does go down, and now it is the Viper's turn to try to take down this town center. This Armored Elephant with his 140 pierce armor. Ooh, this is not going to go well for the Viper, I don't think. Look how little damage these chakrams actually do to units that are not infantry. If this was an infantry unit, it would be dead by now. Slow movement, infantry 0. Remember, it only applies to the elite version. But our Burmese pumping out cavalry at the perfect moment. By the way, isn't Imperial the Viper? Nowhere close to Imperial, and now he's got to deal with Cavaliers. Look at this. He tried. Does that count as a doubt castle if you plop it down but don't actually even start constructing it? Someone let me know in the comments below. I've taken a lot of flack recently for calling things doubt castles. I wonder if that is a doubt castle when you put it down, but it doesn't even get started. Oh no, look at this. Illumination, block printing. He wants his monks to rejuvenate faster, reach further. His villagers to move and carry more and quicker. Armor for his cavaliers. In the meantime, the Viper getting husbandry. His army supply, which once was very similar to his opponents, is now a third of his opponents. Does get a bunch of monks though. And now DogAo is just everywhere. DogAo is raiding to the north. DogAo is raiding to the north. He's raiding to the south. A caster's nightmare. Oh my goodness. These cavaliers for our Burmese. There's even 2 Arambai. They're not doing much. And this is the problem. If anything forces the Viper to go all in or just GG. I mean, he's building 14 camel riders at once out of how many stables? 7 stables isn't bad. What's this weak one? Did he even... Oh no, he's producing it. Building it, rather. If anything causes the Viper to either overreact or GG or go all in a crazy, crazy forward aggressive movement, it's these Trebs. He is nowhere close to Imperial. He has only one choice right now, and that is overwhelm your opponent with numbers, and that's exactly what he's doing. Take a look at the minimap. All of a sudden, all the red dots are gone. The Viper has defended quite well. He's got how many villagers? 22 villagers repairing this castle. His stone is running low, though. He's got to move in. He's got to attack. There's nothing here. Why are his camels not attacking? I mean, I know they're basic bitch camel riders versus Imperial Age cavaliers. Here they come. But they're focusing on the cavaliers. They should have focused on the Trebs. Okay, that was all a distraction. Sends a few camels this way, a few light cav that way. 3 Trebs still standing, and his doing a decent job, but the halberdiers swarm over him. Oh no. Look at the villagers count now. This is terrible for the Viper, and his castle falls. He's got 2 castles left. Oh no. A disastrous engage there. What the hell? I thought he was going to do so much better. There's nothing here for DogAo. Let's take out the monks. Let's take out the villagers. So what are we working with? 15 camel riders for the Viper, 7 skirmishers and 2 light cav against 8 cavaliers, 7 halbs, and 3 Trebs. Let's take out the Trebs as well, because they're not actually going to attack units. I probably should have left the monks. Who's kidding who? Yeah, let's leave the 1 monk. Look at the HP. The Viper has literally twice the army supply. What the hell went wrong there? So let's see. He moves forward with the camels. Skirmisher should also move forward. If he's seen... Oh no, he hasn't seen the halberdiers here to the left. Okay, now that he sees them, these skirmishers immediately need to target the halberdiers. I love the feint here. So he sends 5 camels to the middle Treb, 3 light cav to the Treb on the right flank, at the same time having lured the Cavaliers away. The Camels now retreat. Do the skirmishers fire at all? I'm looking at the skirmishers. No, they're firing on Cavaliers. And by the way, let's not discount what the hell just happened here. That was a brilliant move by the Viper. Take a look at this. Kudos where kudos is due. He knows he can't win this. He's not going to kill the Treb before the Cavaliers kill him. Three units here, including, by the way, a Halberdier, 2 Cavaliers. So what does he do? He runs away with these 3 light cav to give room to these 2 to then move in and try to kill the Treb. I mean, I'm assuming that's what happened. Take a look. He pulls these 3 units out of position. Look at them. They're chasing. Oh, no. But Dogao realizes exactly what's happening. Turns them right around. So in a beautiful attempted move there by the Viper, but Dogao catches wind of it. And then the rest is just is history. Remember, these guys do... Oh, I said 12, right? Let's see. Yeah, 12 damage, 12 extra damage to cavalry. But these are not knights. These are Cavaliers with 5 melee armor. These guys attack on a 6. No attack upgrades whatsoever. So they do 1 damage plus 12, 13 damage. They need 11 swipes of their scimitar to kill this Cavalier. 11 at the same time. This guy attacks on a 14. This guy has 2 armor, so 12 damage per shot. I don't think there's any bonus against camels. No, so 12 damage per shot. Only 10 swipes of the sword to kill this unit. So overall, the Viper here with the just slightly weaker unit. And that just goes to show you, if that bonus was a 9, by the way, instead of a 12, it wouldn't even be that close, 11 to 10. It would be much more of a disparity. Did he kill the... No, he still has 9. He still has 9 halberdiers. These skirmishers haven't, only 3 kills. They haven't, doesn't look like they've targeted the halberdiers at all. And the Viper has, I mean, let's take a look at the end. Yeah, look at this. The Viper's army supply is 26. He's got 3 camels here. 5 camels here. So 8 camels and a light cav completely out of position. I don't know what you think you're doing with camels raiding. Camels don't raid that well. They are not knights that attack on a base 10. They are not cavaliers that attack on a base 12. They are camels that attack on a base 6 with no bonus against villagers. So I don't know what, I'm not too sure about this move. This is basically 5, 6, 9 units, 30% of his army, 35% of his army is completely AWOL. Nowhere to be found. MIA. Let's take a look. 37 skirmishers, 44 cavaliers. I mean, that in and of itself tells you what's going on. APM very similar at very similar times, about 5 minutes apart. The economy must be much bigger for our Burmese. I mean, he had a villager lead, not a huge villager lead, but a significant amount of time. A little bit more wood, a little bit more food, a little bit more gold, and it is stone that the Viper got. And take a look at our Burmese with 4 relics, knowing exactly where they were. 142 kills, 45 of which were villagers. Man, it is going to be fun to put the picture in picture. I don't know how many there are going to be. That rating about 5-6 minutes ago was just absolutely crazy. And even though the Viper has the requisite 7 stables now, still has now he has 4 archery ranges. Take a look at the resources. He doesn't even have, he needs 855 food before he can even think about going up to Imperial. I caught myself there. Imperial. And then on top of that, you need all the time it takes to get to Imperial. You don't have a 66% faster going up. You don't have a 15% discount on the cost of going up. You just have to pay full price and wait for the full amount of time. And with Trebs here failing to kill these 3 Trebs, nail in the coffin. The Viper decides to GG, to live, to fight another day, resigns, and it is Dogao, our Burmese in red, who takes the big W. But GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.